Tuesday, I don't know, it's the 28th, so it's Tuesday the 28th of April. You know, you've tuned in right now to the beginners training at 12 p.m. So we tend to cover more basic content. For those who don't know me, a little bit about myself. My name's Bryn. I'm one of the national corporate trainers here at Staged. I'm originally from New Zealand, so if you detect an accent, that's where it's from. Apologize in advance for, you know, my slurred, dulcet tones. I am working on it. I'm working on enunciating a bit better. But like I said, you know, you've joined the beginner training today, and, you know, there's a couple of things I want to cover. We should actually have like a guest coming on later on in the call. He's actually right now just on another phone call, but, you know, recently Staged has changed the way in which you get started. When you first sign into Staged and you first add your Twitter accounts, you can only add 5 right now. And you know, as you build up the followings on those 5, you unlock more accounts. So, you know, when you get to 100 followers on your first Twitter account, you unlock another one, and then so on and so forth, all the way up until 25. But the reasoning behind that is because, you know, in terms of staying within Twitter's mandate, within their rules and regulations, they don't want, you know, a fast and furious, you know, deluge of Twitter accounts coming from, you know, one particular IP address or all coming from Staged. So we try and stagger it out a little bit, you know, when you're first getting started. And that's really the reasoning behind it. And so, you know, today I wanted to talk about, you know, because you've got more time now to set up each Twitter account. You know, it's not so much of a, you know, I've got to set up 25 Twitter accounts today. It's not such an intense process. I just wanted to, you know, talk about creating a Twitter account, you know, getting the bio correct, getting the profile image and the banner correct, and then you know, from there, you know, how do you get the email directed correctly and stuff like that. So I'm just going to head across to Google Chrome. You'll see I am, for whatever reason, signed out of my Stage. I must have left it a little bit long. But there's a couple of things I want to show you. So, you know, if you're a member of the Staged user group, you should hopefully have seen the full Staged walkthrough that myself and Ross, our other national corporate trainer, did. And, you know, one of the first things we tell you is what we call the Gmail trick. And, you know, you'll be able to tell me, viewer one, if you have a Gmail. But Gmail is the email address you want to be using if you want to, you know, effectively create Twitter accounts and then also effectively manage them. So hopefully you've got a Gmail, but I'm going to get started and I'll just head on into it now. So we're going to create a Twitter account. It's pretty much what we're going to do on today's training. So I'm just going to sign out of this one here. It's called Healthy World. So while I'm trying to get this to let me sign out, there we go. Viewer one, if you just want to put in the chat, like any topic, you know, like what's something that you're personally interested in, and we'll create a Twitter account for that today. So if you want to quickly chuck something in the chat. Thinking. What about what's your favorite sport, viewer one? If you could quickly type that into the chat box. Oh, I'm getting nothing but silence. Okay, well let's go ahead and do soccer. Soccer's my favorite sport. I'm from New Zealand, so I should like rugby, but I like soccer more. So soccer's I think the way that we're going to go. So, you know, when you're setting up your Twitter account, first thing is the full name. This is actually going to be your, almost like your profile name on Twitter. So it's not actually going to be your personal full name. It's not going to be Bryn Schofield, for example. So it's going to be your display name. So let's just, let's make it soccer, 2-season soccer. And just for the sake of having something that's going to be accepted first time, maybe let's have soccer squid. There we go. And so this is the Gmail trick. And like I said, Gmail is really important to have if you've got a Twitter account. You know, if you're trying to set up a Twitter account, because it means you can manage it more easily, especially when you have multiple Twitter accounts. So for this particular account, I'm going to do Bryn Sco, which is, you know, my Gmail. but I'm going to actually do plus and then soccer@gmail.com. And so what that's going to do is it's going to accept it first of all, but because it's Brinsco, and then you've got almost like a little parentheses in there, which is plus soccer, to Twitter and to Gmail, that reads as brinsco@gmail.com. So even though I'm signing up under Brinsco plus soccer@gmail.com, all of that email, all of the correspondence, all of the private messages are going to flood through to brinsco@gmail.com, which is really exciting because, if you've got 25 different Twitter accounts, that makes it really, really easy for you to manage them. And just to give you an example of how that looks, I'll head over to my social. This is actually my own Gmail. So again, you head over to my social tab, and this is again where I've got 25 Twitter accounts, all of their correspondence being directed. And so all of these messages are, from people following me, from people mentioning me on Twitter, people following you. And, it's just an easy way to manage everything and sort of move ahead with Stage. So, again, we're going to quickly go on to make a password. Just quickly type that up. And then hopefully Soccer Squid as a name gets accepted straight off the bat. So who would take Soccer Squid? Who would do it? Ridiculous. If that does happen, though, all you need to do is sort of like, I suppose, add some slight variables to the name. So instead of Soccer Squid, I could do Soccer Squid, but the I becomes a 1. And all of a sudden I've been accepted. So, it's not necessarily pretty, but it's a way to get accepted and have your Twitter handle, taken on by Twitter. But you can obviously change that going forward. And then we're just going to click sign up. So what happens with phone verification is that you are, if you set up more than one Twitter account, in a particular interval or from the same IP, they'll actually ask you to get phone verified. And, the way that we get around this is all you do is you simply put in your phone number. So, for example, for Wes's case, phone verification would be 770-823-9394. And then all we do is verify that phone number. And so, that number that you've put in there is going to get a text message relatively soon. 09 8419. And so, Twitter, again, they're very stringent on the amount of Twitter accounts you set up. So even though I personally haven't set up a Twitter account for a couple of months, because I'm operating today out of an IP address that has set up a few Twitter accounts in recent days, they want you to phone verify to make sure you're not like, some robot who's just producing Twitter account upon Twitter account. So you'll encounter that eventually. All you need to do is put in your phone number. There isn't really a workaround for it yet. And, after you've put in your phone number a certain amount of times, you might have to put in someone else's phone number. But anything you can do to get to that 25 is, is necessary. It's a necessary evil, unfortunately. And then all we're going to do is we're going to sign up. Oh, my gosh, it's asking me to phone verify again, which is a bit ridiculous. Sorry, Wes, I'm going to have to get you to do that verification again.
098
098
419
419. There we go. Goodness me. And you better accept it this time or Twitter's glitching on me. What? Twitter is actually glitching on me. Okay, one more time. I'm so sorry about this, guys.
098
098
419
419.
Sent me 3 text messages.
So it sent you 3 of the same one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so if this doesn't work, guys, I'm just going to log into Sets. Okay, it's gone into your phone again. Alright, okay, it says it's good this time. Goodness me, Twitter is a strange animal. So what we're going through now is the setup process for the actual Twitter account. Don't worry too much about this. It says, what are you interested in, popular accounts. You can leave that clicked if you want. It doesn't really matter. I never follow these initial 40 or so suggestions. The reason behind that is because Jimmy Fallon isn't likely going to follow the Soccer Squid back as much as I would like him to. So I tend to unfollow, because anyone who's not following you, isn't a resource for you. So we'll just continue, and then we'll skip that step, and we'll just head straight on over to the actual account. So it's setting up the Twitter account for us now. And you'll see here we've got a big yellow bar that says confirm your email address to access all of Twitter's features. So all we need to do now is go to brinsco+soccer@gmail.com, the Gmail trick I was telling you guys about earlier. And when we head over to our social tab, I'll just, oh no, it's already here. See, so it says Twitter, confirm your Twitter account, Soccer Squid, and we'll confirm now. So that's, that's the Gmail trick working in action. I only have to be logged into one Twitter account, and I need to be logged into my main Gmail address, and it's all good to go. I'm just going to refresh this so my confirmation thing goes away, and there you go. Cool. So now we have a fully usable, fully functional Twitter account, and the special guest I was talking about earlier is Wes. He's one of the all-stars within the Staged universe, and so I'm just going to ask Wes, when you first set up a Twitter account, what's the first thing you do? I tend to do the bio first, but
I like to get the picture.
You like to get the picture, okay?
Picture and the banner.
The picture and the banner. Okay, so let's for that. You guys will probably be versed in adding pictures and banners and doing the bio and stuff, but we're just going to show you a little bit of our process, and we're going to click on Edit Profile. So let's head over to let's just search maybe soccer wallpaper. That's a good one.
You can look up Twitter banner.
Okay, so that's a neat little trick. So we go soccer Twitter banner.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's going to make the size appropriate, I suppose, for the Twitter banners. Oh, that looks really cool. They're longer than they are wide. What are we thinking here? I mean, we're in America. Should we do the US soccer one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Patriotic, aren't we?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we'll grab that image. We're just going to save that. Save it to the desktop so we can find it easily, and then we'll just save that. And then we'll grab another one for our wallpaper. Who's your favorite American soccer player? Just to stay in theme here.
It's going to be Clint Dempsey.
Clint Dempsey. There we go. Look at him, he's an animal. Okay, that one looks good. He's kind of moody. He's got a pout to him. And we'll save that. Facial hair is very good also. And we'll just save that. Cool, so now we've got our banner, or our header photo as Twitter describes it, and we've also got our profile photo. So I'm just going to add both of those. Wow, that looks really good. I might zoom. No, yeah, I'll zoom a little bit, and then we'll just... Cool. That's perfect. Centered, ideally, as well, guys, I might add. And then we're going to add a profile photo. And we're just going to grab Clint Dempsey again. For some reason that's not come up. The sizing must be a bit of an issue. Let's try that one more time. Twitter's having a mare today. Let me just refresh this. This Twitter obviously got a case of Tuesday-itis. Upload that photo. One more time, Clint Dempsey. There we go. Just move you across a little bit so it looks nice and chock-a-block. Cool. That's a great combination of profile photo and header photo. They link really nicely. Now, I think the bread and butter of creating a successful Twitter profile, and you'll be able to, I suppose, correct me on this, Wes, if you think I'm wrong, is the bio.
The bio, I think it's a mixture of the bio and the profile picture.
Okay, so the bio is very important.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the bio, guys, is important for a number of reasons. One, when you go to follow someone using the Twitter builder, the bio and the profile photo, which Wes referenced just now, are the two things that they're going to see. So your whole timeline isn't going to come up. They're not going to see, all the good content that you're creating, all the campaigns that you're putting out there. They're going to see your bio, and they're going to see the Twitter profile photo picture. I mix those two words together. Also, when someone searches, via the search Twitter, search bar, that's how they're going to identify your profile. Through the bio, and then through hashtags and keywords that you're using. So the bio is really super important, guys, and you can use it for a number of things. You know, you can use it to, I suppose, spread awareness of what your account does. You can put hashtags in it. You can link to other Twitter accounts. You know, there's a number of ways to get creative with it. You can even put like a link within the website bar down here, and that could be a link to your very own capture page. So let's just create one now, and we'll see if it gets Wes's seal of approval. So I'm going to put for the latest, and then I'm going to do hashtag soccer news, and you'll see the hashtag soccer has become highlighted blue because it's actually a searchable, clickable feature now in the bio. And then I'm going to put follow us because people often search follow on Twitter in order to build their audience. And then I'm going to put, and then maybe also, let's say, Wes, have you got a soccer Twitter account? So what's that handle? What's the name of it?
It's Because Football.
Because Football. It's very exotic of you for a man from Atlanta, Georgia. And then I'll say also follow at Because. Is it because or because? Is it hip or is it proper spelling?
No. I lied. It's the football.
Okay, so you've missaid your own Twitter handle.
That's that, and that's that.
The Football Addict. Cool. So let's just assume that the Football Addict is also one of my accounts. You know, if you've got related accounts out there, if you're, you know, really big on health and wellness, and you have a men's fitness and a women's fitness account, you can say, you know, follow my men's fitness account at men's fitness, you know, for the latest men's fitness trends or whatever. So you can link in and out, and you know, it builds that audience really organically, because you know the likelihood that, I suppose, someone who's interested in soccer, you know, might also want to follow an account called the Football Addict is quite high. So through extension of that interest, you know, you can build other accounts besides the one that you're creating. So that's a really good idea. And I'll just say for the latest in soccer, I actually put football trends for whatever reason. Cool. So you see we've got 3 hashtags there. We're linking to another account. Is there anything else you think our bio needs? Maybe another hashtag in there. Maybe we'll put F for F, which is a colloquialism or an abbreviation for follow, which is a really good way when you're first So like, you know, when you're first starting a Twitter account, the hardest thing to do is to get to 100 followers. So anything that you can do, you know, when you're first creating that Twitter account to boost the likelihood that you'll, you know, you'll get to that mark sooner, is going to be a good idea. So, you know, follow for follow is something that a lot of people search to, you know, they'll follow you in the likelihood that you'll follow them back. All you need to do that is, you know, follow your fans using the Twitter builder, and you'll be following them back, and you can build your audience that way. And the last thing I want to do is add in a website, and this is where you can, you know, link directly to one of your affiliate programs. You know, you might have an affiliate link to a soccer website. You might be a member of an MLM. You know, there's a lot of ways that you can link out from your Twitter account. Because I work for Stage, and Stage is the only thing I'm looking to plug right now, I might do, you know, I might just do my direct link, which would be stage.com/upstage, which is just going to send them directly to the sign-up page. Obviously, it's got no relevance to soccer, but because I'm not a member of a soccer affiliate program, I can't put that in there. But that's, you know, from start to finish, the process of setting up a Twitter account. And, you know, the key points there are focus on the bio, focus on the picture, get them set up nicely so that, you know, going forward you don't have to do any maintenance. You know, you don't want to be coming back every couple of weeks to update your photo or to update your bio. Yeah, you know, Wes had to do it, and Wes is the best in the game, so imagine being him. So, you know, if you're setting these up correctly when you get started, you don't have to be like Wes. And, you know, another thing to pay attention to, guys, is the Gmail trick. If you're not using Gmail, I suggest you make a Gmail account, even if it's just for your Staged or your Twitters, because it does make life a hell of a lot easier when you're trying to go through and find, you know, direct messages, or, you know, you're trying to see how your account's doing. It makes it so much easier to manage because if you've got to have a separate Twitter account for every single email, or you've got to have a separate email address for every single Twitter account, it makes it ridiculously hard. So you see, I've got direct messages here. I've got, thanks for following me. I could send her a message back right now and say, thank you, jump on stage, sign up, or, stuff like that. So the world is your oyster once you start building these. Again, Stage has made the process a little bit slower, but it's for your protection, it's for our protection, and, hopefully you'll all get used to it. If you do have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat box. Sorry that I've been out on the balcony today and there's probably been a lot of ambient noises. I've been kicked out of our office. Does bio change on every campaign when you do a bio? I would like to have slightly different bios for each campaign, but I'm afraid to make any alterations until you rank the answer. So no, it doesn't.
Yeah, you can change it.
So you can change it and set it up for each one. There is obviously a functionality within Staged where you can make your personal bio universal over the campaigns. All you need to do is, if I can just head over here, I'm not even signed in. Noob mistake. Good question, viewer 2, by the way. I'm just going to head across to my bio. So down here, you'll have save your bio and update all templates. Just make sure you're not clicking that, because that will effectively override all of the other bios that you've created. So you just go save your bio. That doesn't update all your campaigns. And when you head over to your campaign, let's just start off with one that actually says Bryn. So you'll see here, about me, Bryn Schofield, blah, blah, blah. Again, this is just a training campaign, so apologies for the lack of actual good content on there, but I could change that to with more, and that's only going to change for this campaign. So you'll see that it's only changed to that campaign. My bio on the Stage profile is still 100% maintained. So I hope that answers your question. For whatever reason, guys, there's like a multitude of helicopters flying around us. So again, I apologize for the ambient noise. I hope you're able to hear okay today. But I think that pretty much wraps up training for today. Our next training is on Friday. It's intermediate level. It's at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Might get Wes on board again. I think he did a good job today. He's got a pleasant speaking voice. If you do have anyone to plug into our sales webinar, a helicopter is flying so close to us right now. If you've got anyone to plug into a sales webinar, that's happening Thursday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with Ross George, our other national corporate trainer. How can I undo, update, or bio? Unfortunately, you can't. So all you'd have to do would be to go into every campaign that you've created and change them manually. Once you've changed them, though, it won't reverse back to your original bio. Just make sure you don't press it again. It's actually a really good point, though. I might pass it on to development. Well, I will pass it on to development. I pass every piece of feedback we get on. So I'll pass it on to the guys. But like I said, you've got to go into the campaigns that you have existing and change them back manually. Just make sure you guys don't press the update all, because it does make things a little bit tedious. Yeah, so on new campaigns, when you create a new campaign, if you click bio, it's automatically going to populate from your bio, but you can change that like straight away. So stock standard, it draws from the bio that you've loaded onto Staged, and then you can go ahead and change it. Once you've changed it, it's not going to reverse back, if that makes sense. Cool. Awesome. Well, like I said, make sure you plug someone into the sales webinar on Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys don't know, the Staged Affiliate Program, or the Staged, we call it the Customer Referral Program, is actually bananas. You get $33 for anyone who signs up for the life of their subscription with Staged. So if you are you know, signing up a friend or a business, and they're on stage for, you know, I don't know, 3 years, you're getting $33 for every month that they're on. So that is fantastic news. It's really good value. So make sure you're plugging people into that sales webinar. I will see you all on Friday, I believe, like I said, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Apologies again for the ambient noises, and I'll talk to you again next week. Okay, no, there isn't any other way to do it besides PayPal, unfortunately. PayPal is the only, you know, we don't do direct deposit or anything like that. It's all through PayPal. And again, I don't have reasoning behind that. It's just the way it was being set up. Cool. Awesome, guys. Okay, well, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good day. Bye-bye for now.